Hi, my name is Brynn Elcock, and I am a 2016 graduate of the Jacobs School of Music. I studied piano performance under Evelyn Brancart and Edward Auer, and I also did an arts administration certificate through SPEA. So I'm currently a senior analyst at Bain & Company, which is a Big Three consulting firm, and I work out of the headquarters in Boston. Starting with my freshman year at Jacobs, I quickly realized that as much as I absolutely loved music and loved performing, the performer's lifestyle wasn't exactly conducive to my personality. And so in my second semester, I tacked on the arts administration certificate through SPEA. My freshman year, sophomore year, I was really loving those classes in addition to my musical classes. And I was thinking, you know, here I am as a student at IU, and here I am as a resident of the city of Bloomington. And I started to feel this sort of disconnect. Like I wanted to bridge the gap between everything that I was learning and everything that I was doing within school and the community that I was living in. And so I got to talking with Ellen Barker in the Office of Entrepreneurship and Career Development. And I took this idea to him, you know, what if we as students organize concerts out in our community and educational events and just a kind of way to bridge the gap. And he expressed that the school was absolutely thinking along the same lines and that he expected a lot of excitement around that idea and really encouraged me and supported me to kind of take it and run with it. So I spoke with some peers in the Jacobs School of Music. I spoke with some community nonprofit leaders, and just to try to gauge interest and see if there was kind of, if other people were feeling this gap as well. And the answer was absolutely a yes. There was so much excitement around it. And so for that reason, I started Classical Connections in my junior year at Jacobs. So Classical Connections takes music students at Indiana University and partners them with a number of community partners, whether it's a health services organization, a homeless shelter, a center for children, things like that, and creates classical music concerts and kind of educational engagement for each of these groups. My experience with Classical Connections really moved me in the direction of thinking, okay, I'm loving my SPEA classes and I'm learning so much through leading Classical Connections, and I really see myself in kind of the management or kind of business side of things. And so for that reason, I decided my senior year that I would pursue a business degree. So after Jacobs, I ended up doing my master's at the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University. And that was just an incredible time of learning and kind of building on all of the creativity and innovation that I had learned at Indiana, and adding kind of hard technical skills so that I would be equipped to do my job in the most effective way. After graduating from business school, I started to work at AMS Planning and Research, which is a boutique management consultancy for the arts and culture industry. And I spent 2 years working with arts and cultural clients across the country, you know, from foundations to government entities to nonprofits, of course, and universities. And that was, to me, such a perfect way to blend my kind of two backgrounds and to bring together my kind of industry experience from everything that I knew and learned about the arts world and my business skills that I had learned through business school. I spent 2 years with AMS and learned and grew so much. And I think one of my biggest takeaways from that was getting comfortable and confident in kind of my creative background. And yes, I didn't do, you know, a business undergrad, but I could be a management consultant because I had the creativity to bring to the job. I had the work ethic that is just ingrained in you as a performer. You know, I had this calm under pressure that I could bring to client presentations, that I really had learned through countless performances at Jacobs. And I had collaboration skills that I could work so easily with my coworkers, from the countless hours spent in chamber music groups and things like that. And so I think that for me, it was kind of a pivotal moment to say, yes, I'm not a piano performer, but all of those skills have really transferred over to what I'm loving to do right now. So after AMS, I decided to make a move to Bain & Company, which is where I am now. I'm a senior analyst in client advocacy. And so what I do is I take a look at our client feedback and I analyze it in support of strategic projects and strategic initiatives within Bain. So that was another kind of step in my career where I was building on everything that I had done so far. And I wanted to find a place where I could continue to build my network, where I could continue to build kind of those hard analytical skills, and where I could have the professional development support of kind of a bigger company and kind of in across industries. And so Bain has been an absolutely wonderful next step in my career. If I had to think through some of the many, many lessons that I've learned along the way, I think that one of the most important ones that stands out to me would be to lead by listening. And I think Classical Connections is a really important example of leading by listening, because as a junior in college, I truly did not have all of the experience or expertise to lead a new student organization all on my own. And I also needed guidance in terms of what to make of this. So I had this own perception of a gap, but were other people perceiving it? And how did other people think that we should solve it? And getting those inputs along the way were absolutely critical in making it an effective and impactful student organization. And I think that is evidenced by just how far it's come since I've been gone. You know, I think taking myself out of it and listening to other people and bringing other people into the fold and allowing them to lead was really just so incredible for me to see how the students who came after me really took it and ran with it. And so I think that is a really big takeaway for me. I think the second kind of major lesson that I would take away from my journey so far would be to never settle and to always keep pushing. So for me, I know that my career path has not been a totally straight line, but I think no matter what I'm doing, I'm kind of taking those values of always learning and always asking for feedback and always acting on that feedback and kind of never getting too comfortable where I am, and then taking all of those wonderful learnings that people have been so kind to share with me and investing them back on whoever else I'm interacting with, whether it's my team members at work or my friends and my peers, or, you know, students who are coming up after me. I think that that's one of the most valuable things that we can do for each other, is to seek out and appreciate the investment that others make in us, and then turn around and share that with others. So those are probably the main lessons that I've learned along the way, and I look forward to continuing to learn.